Hello, it's Binny here. I came across this very interesting image which I created, and it's about wanting to buy stocks at low and cheap price. But in order to buy it at a bargain, then in order for price to become cheap, it must drop first. That means it must decrease in the price. However, yet at the same time when price was decreasing and you see that price was moving down, you thought that it's like a falling knife and you dare not enter. So even when price has corrected substantially, it become a discount, you still think that it's not good to enter. When the price move up, when the stock moved up and then much beyond your original buy price, and you say, I should have just buy in at that price. Now, have you had this thought before or encountered this before? This video is a method to show you how you can still buy at a cheap price, but at the same time, you know that you have gotten at a good discount in a good stocks. All right, so I'm going to set up two steps here. One step is to go to the higher time frame to talk about the trend of the stocks, and the other step is to use that to understand when is the end of that price drop. This is a stock which is called Yangzijiang. Let's do a little bit of a rollback here. Now, assuming that you have bought in around this area, that's about $2.30, and right now in less than 6 months it's already trading at $6.62. So price moved up. Well, isn't it wonderful to be able to buy somewhere near here or even somewhere around here, as long as it's below $3? Now the question is that if you look at the price movement, in order for price to move to the 220 to 230 region, it must first drop. And how much has it dropped from? It dropped from around $3.20. That was the high. It went all the way down to about 180, and then it moved to 220 as hovering here for a while, and lastly it moved up to about 240 before it's moved up again. All right, now, so if I'm going to just roll back a little bit, for example, if I'm just going to roll back to this instant here, okay, you know that in order for price to reach to about 220 to 230 region, then what happened, right? You see that price actually moved down from this $3.30 region all the way and straight down, huge down, right? And you might be thinking to yourself, if I buy in around 220, yes, it is cheaper. How much cheaper? From 320 it went to 230. That's $1 decline, but price might just continue to move down. Okay, it might just move down to $1. So first thing, in order to help you to understand that the trend is still intact even with a price drop, that means in order to say that this is still an uptrend and it's not a downtrend, then the first step you have to do is to switch to the next higher time frame. So imagine if this is a stock and you're going to make an entry using the day chart, then the next higher time frame would be a week chart. So I'm just going to switch to the week chart, and we're just going to check a little bit here, right? Even at 230 here, even when price moved to, let's say, 180, is the stock still in an uptrend? So the question is then, how do we know that it is still in an uptrend, right? So we have to, first thing, switch this into a line chart and then compare this low. So this was the low point here, around here, that's the low point, right? Compare this low with the overall low. Okay, so for example, if I make a comparison with the overall low, I realize that yes, theoretically it is lower than this low point here. But if I were to draw a line, right, connecting all the low points, for example, if I were to draw a line connecting all the low points here, at least the line that I'm drawing is still slanting upwards. And it will be good if it's still slanting at a 30-degree line. That means if we draw a horizontal line, the trend line that we are drawing connecting all the lows. So let me just draw that in. These are the low point here, right? That's the low point here. And the trend line connecting all the lows, if I were to draw a horizontal line here, it's about 30 degree. So that would be a nice slope here, about 30 to 45 degree. It means that overall, the uptrend from the higher time frame, which is in this case for stocks, the weekly chart, is still intact. That means that even price had dropped and moved down by a near 50% drop, it is still in an uptrend in the long term. So that's the first thing you need to check. Right, the second thing is that you have to ensure that this downward correction here has ended. That means that if you want to buy, it's not about buying at the lowest. That means that you're not able to catch it at 180 or even at $2. You don't want to do that because you want to make sure that this downward movement has ended. Okay, you want to make sure that downward movement has ended. Hence, you will not be able to buy at the lowest point, but instead you want to buy when it has confirmed reversed out of this downward movement here. In other words, if I have to switch that into the day chart, then what I need to do is I need to know that, number one, that price has stopped making a lower low. So for example, this will be a high point, this is a high point here, and this will be the low point, right? So low point will be the U-shaped pattern. Okay, the high point will be the inverted U-shaped pattern. Okay, so the U-shaped pattern here is making a lower low. So this is a lower low, but somewhere around here, you realize that the low point is higher than the previous low. So in other words, what we need to do is we need to ensure that price has reversed to form a higher high. That means that somewhere here, price is making a higher high to ensure that it has completed its reversal of this downtrend here. Likewise, the other way to do that is to use the TED signal. Okay, so I have already designed the TED signal, which is this up bull here, to tell us that the downtrend has officially mathematically reversed and has came to an end. Okay, so this is the meaning of this up bull signal. So that's the two methods that we can use to tell us that the downward movement, which is temporary in this case here because the overall is still an upward move, has came to an end. Well, once this two firms up, it gives us a higher edge in catching a falling knife. In other words, not really a falling knife, but in catching a decreased or a discount in the price structure. But we want to catch it only after it had shown a reversal of this downward move. And we want to make sure that overall the uptrend that we see in a higher time frame is still intact. Okay, all right, so if you want to know more about up bull or about TED signal, because that's what we are doing, which is essentially to identify using math, all right, what is the end of a downward move, then we are using up bull. And you can see that how well that the up bull is trading at this moment. All right, so from this up bull, it moves all the way, and our calculated target profit is about 370 here. Okay, so this is a very good method, which I realize that you are not afraid to catch a falling knife, but it's in a good trade because you are still trading in line with the higher time frame. That means higher time frame is still an up, but you are just waiting for the lower time frame to flip upwards so that you can catch it before it bursts up. Okay, but still in line with the higher time frame, which is the upward move. All right, so the way that we're using in order to know that the end of the downward move has ended is to wait for a bullish signal from our system, which is TED. Now, if you're interested to know more about TED, please refer to this website that gives you more insight into TED, or you can just join the free course, which is on Wash and Rinse Module 1. Alright, thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope that it's answered the question on how not to be afraid to catch the falling knife.